guys, my name is Sophia, and today we are going to read a book called Building Our House by B. Jonathan. Today is moving day. We left our old house and the cities to move the country. My family is building our new house away from the road, back on the dirt lane. Our house is set on the middle of weedy fields Dad and Mom bought for the farmer. My family makes up the strong crew, four, and we have the truck named Willies. My mother helps that carry the tools. The right tools for the right job, said Dad. I help to carry the plan, a good plan for our good house, said Mom. Willie carries everything else. The truck towing the trail pulls the fields. The trailer has the two windows and chimney that tells the driver to park the trail on the oak tree. The next day, the truck with a tall rim puts the field. It has a long drill that can bore through dirt and rocks around the fresh water. The man who drives the truck lays pipes that will carry the water to the trail. The day after that, the truck and the bucket pulls the field. It was the long arm that takes the bucket up and down. The man in the bucket works cautiously with wires and carry electric for the trail. We will live in a small house with on the wheels to build our new house. During the weekends, Dad goes to his job on the weekend and start the Willie and everyone to jump in. We go to buy stacks of lumber of the sawmill. We collect the pipes of the rocks from the neighbor pasture. We brought the sand and stone from the quarry. We gather the supplies with Willies until the weedy field is filled with stacks and pile of load that was want to start building. On the clear, cool nights that set the corner of the fountain by the north star, one wall will face northward to the wind to east to welcome the morning, on the south to soak the sun, and the west to see out the day. When the weather warms around the soft and Grandma visit the back hole, "Are you ready to dig?" he called. Grandpa follows the corner that places, gently moving on the lever of the control of the giant hole. It digs and dumps, scoops and piles until there was a square hole on the fields that can be our basement. Dad saws the board that Mom hammers and nails into the form that holds concrete and the rock. The concrete and the rocks will shape the fountain that supports the frame and make the solid house that lays rock on the another while we filled our loud mixing machine. One shovel of the cement, 3 shovels of sand, 5 stone, and water is the soupy. The machine rumbles, tumbling the ingredients to the concrete. Mom powers the concrete to the wheelbarrow. Then it dumps with a wet mixture into the form. Then we concrete hardened of the form that come, and the fountain stands on the soil. My brother helped Dad inspect the lumber. Strong lumber is the strong frame, said Dad. I helped Mom mark the lumber that was saw. Measured it twice to get right, said Mom. A drill is the crystal, and the mounts were right tools that shapes and lumber flew that each piece of the snuggled to the next. Then every beam was marked and sawed and snug. We drove a big party. Frame raising party. Everyone visited my grandfather's and grandmother, my aunts and uncles and cousins and other grandfather and grandmother and my great grandfather and our neighbors and the workers from the sawmill and the quarry make up the big frame raising crew. Our crew worked until the sun set and the frame stands strong into the middle of the field. Mom makes place for everyone to sit around the fire. We eat and talk and play until the stars shine and the owls call. Now the weather cools. Fall is here, said Mom. Winter is coming, said Dad. We work harder than ever because the house needs the chimney and the roof and siding the window before the winter arrives. But this year, the first frost every early, the cold rains fall early, the icy winds and carry the snow early. The bad weather slowed the work, but it doesn't stop it. When the snow is deep, Dad hooked the plow up to Willie's. He cleared the driveway so that we can go to town and buy a stove. The stove warms the house while we start our work inside. Our plan show us where to place wall that will make the roof. We planned while the wind howls and while drift pile up the insulets while the days grow shorter and the warbird as the graduate days grow longer. We work on weekends, we work on evenings, we work while Dad is at the job, and then finally it's time for another party. A moving party. This time, when everyone visits, we have a big moving crew. They bring rugs and chairs and lamps to help us empty out of the hour on the wheel so that the truck can pull it away. Our big crew moves everything on the house, and Mom and Dad were busy. I showed the crew where things to do. Once the moving is done, everyone goes back to their homes. My family stays right where we are. This is our very first night at our new home. Author's notes. This book is dedicated to my family based on my parents' experience on an old field and living on the small house on wheel while they work building a house for their family. Instead of year and a half as this story, it took every scrap of spare time and 5 years to complete. During those 5 years, my parents had 3 children, 2 of my 3 sisters and me. Though I have a vague memories of the ladder and cement mixture and frame raising that have no doubt been enchanted by my photographs my parents took, including the one me above. This book is a story told from my older sister's point of view. My parents thought of themselves as a homesteaders and brought the home built the pioneers' spirit of the ingenuity and independence. They decided to build the timer frame house and reading books, a book on the subject. It is true they collect rocks in the pasture, power the cellar walls with the countless load of the cement from the small mixer, and bored holes that hard oak beam with a old-fashioned bit of braith. Of course, the homestead would not be complete without a large garden, fruit trees, pets, woodland, and stream flowing through the mysterious marshlands, and that the wise love of two parents, the companionship of three sisters, and practically love faith. It is hard for me to think a better place have grown up. So when you love this story, please subscribe. Then bye.